What's good, everybody? It is your boy off Flight K Clutch K 24/70. We are here back showing you guys the best abilities to use on a running back here in CFM to put you guys in the best position to win your CFMs. Now, it will be great for you to go ahead and get a team that already has the ability running back like the Cowboys, the Giants, the Chargers, the Jets, teams like that that has great abilities at the running back position. But if you get devs or if you get people that you probably need to put an ability on to go ahead and build them up, there's always going to be a chance to put yourself in the best position if you guys have these abilities. And we're going to get to that in a second. Right now, here's 1v1 me. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the link in the description down below to go ahead and sign up to bet on some of your favorite Madden players, 2K players, Fall Guys, Call of Duty, whatever game. Bet on who you think is going to win some money, put that in your pocket, and you get the challenge other people if you think that you have what it takes to go ahead and take them down and earn money from that as well. All you got to do is go in the link, sign up, use my code, and you can go ahead and get started today. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video. First up, we're going to go over here to Miami, and we put an ability on Devon Achane. And we're going to sit here and show you guys the best abilities to have at the 75 overall mark. And right here, Energizer will actually be pretty perfect. I see goal line back, short out elite, and closer. But in my opinion, if you do have one of the not taller, one of the bulkier backs and want to sit here and be in the best position, goal line back is actually very good to have because all you got to do is just get into the red zone. And this is basically a protected ability that it is on the quarterback here on your running back. It gives you better blocking within 5 yards of the end zone. So if you're at the 5 yard line and you want to run that ball in, you get perfect blocking to get into the end zone. That's one. And two, short out elite is really only for outside of the numbers. If you're right there next to the quarterback, and unless you go on 5 wide, you can go ahead and use them there. But Energizer is definitely very good because all you gotta do is a juke move and you do it the right way. It replenishes your stamina. So this is probably the best thing to use right now if you have a superstar at a 75 overall. And now we're going to stay here with the Dolphins, actually go to Raheem Mostert and go ahead and show you guys what it is at an 80 overall. So here at an 80 overall, you see 82 elusive back, not really much with the power. But then you get Energizer, and you can go ahead and put that up with either Balance Beam or Return Man. You can add persistent, reach forward, spin cycle. Now the spins hasn't been that great this year to use. You would rather want to have a jukebox. But if you do have that 75 receiving back, you can always go ahead and add on playmaker, short and elite, which is probably what you would use more at this spot. So if it's at a 75 overall, it's either Energizer or short and elite, because as soon as you throw that ball towards him, like hit nice little what you call a Texas route or flat curl, anything like that, he's mostly going to catch that with that short and elite. Or if you want to run the ball and get jukey, whatever, you can use that Energizer. But when you do get here to an 80 overall, either the 80 overall power back, you definitely can use tank because all you got to do is run the ball. And if they hit stick you, you're bouncing off of it. But sometimes when you do initiate that first hit off a tank, the second hit you might fumble or you might just go down because your stamina goes down with tank, but it's like a freight train without it being activated, where that very first hit on a hit stick tackle is going to sit here and keep you going, you know. And it says break almost any hit stick tackle. So that means it's not even every tackle. So some tackles that you'll get hit with or the hit stick, you might go down with, especially if you have lower stamina, this might not even go into play. Backlash is one of my more favorite abilities personally. It's not the best, mine's personally using backlash. All you gotta do is when you get tackled, like when somebody dives at you or somebody just tries to come and tackle you, they will lose stamina on that user. So if their user is coming to tackle me and then they lose stamina, the very next play, I'm throwing it right at them or just literally running right past them because they're as tired as anything else can be. But really at an 80 overall, the best you can combine this with is Energizer and Return Man, because you can easily put that running back at your fullback spot. And then as soon as the kickoffs go, because they like to kick it to your fullback, you can use Return Man and you'll break that first tackle and kick returns and definitely help you out there. Another thing is you can have Energizer and you can have short and elite, or you can have that short and elite and tank. That'd be a really nice combination to have. But with that, that's definitely one thing that you can combine with when you have that 80 overall. Now let's go over to 85 and show you guys what we can do there. So here we're at Dalvin Cook. He's more than at 85 overall, but he's at an 87 elusive back. Doesn't show everything for 85 receiving power back, but we're still going to give you guys that combination as well. You guys can see here at 95 overall, you get to sit here and have that fourth ability slot. So it's not even at 90, it's at 75, 80, 85, 95. That's the criteria for all the other positions that's not a quarterback and offensive line, because I don't think you can get. No, I think you can get offensive line too. So here, I like to have short end, jukebox, and it's not really unlocked right now. You could go goal line back if you really want to, like throughout the whole time. Have the jukebox, have the short end elite, and you have that. So you're literally covering every single aspect of the game. Or if you do have somebody that has the combination of the receiving back, elusive back, power back, elusive back, like so it's a real balanced running back. So everybody's going up at the same time. You can go ahead and combine tank with all that. You can combine the backlash with the jukebox and all that. But you guys can see at 95 overall, you get the human joystick. At 90, you get that evasive that you need. That's basically a jukebox and a spin cycle at the same time. Bruiser, which is basically a bulldozer and a arm bar at the same time. But arm bars hasn't really been shown to work this much this year, unless I haven't seen it that much. And if anything, if you're just spamming X, you're going to get a stiff arm animation anyway. But if you do a stiff arm, then if somebody comes to try to peanut punch you, it's more likely that they're going to literally punch it out because there's nothing holding that side. So I haven't used Bruiser that much. Definitely use Evasive. Evasive is like, soon as it comes available in MUT, it's going to be used everywhere. So right now, that's why everybody's on Jukebox. So until you get that 90 overall to get Evasive, you have to use Jukebox. Jukebox is very, very important this year. But yeah, if you want to, you could go short end jukebox playmaker. You could just go short and evasive and return man, or Energizer here. That's actually better. Energizer, jukebox, short and elite is probably a good one, because then if you hit that juke and you do it successfully, then you pair it up with the Energizer. That means you will get a portion of your stamina back. And then the short end definitely help you out with if you put your running back out on a route, you can go ahead and do that. And then the abilities that you want to use 100% is Freight Train. If you get that running back to a 95 overall, Freight Train is 100% the best thing to use. But trust is the number one, like X factor, literally number one. All you got to do is rush for a yard 6 times and he won't fumble for the rest of the game, as long as you won't get tackled in the backfield. Same thing with the quarterback. Like I showed you guys in the other video, make sure you guys go ahead and check that video out as well. You sit here and you just run the ball 6 times. If you're a pure runner, you need to have trust on. Trust is 100% the ability that you need as a running back. But there is some leagues where you will sit here and see that trust isn't available to use at all, because it is that effective. Literally just run 6 times with them positive yards. Run 6 positive yards, and then you get this for the rest of the game. And as soon as they see this activated, then they're going to start believing in the run more. They're going to start believing in a lot of shit. And then you can sit here and throw the ball underneath, literally run, and you will not fumble no matter what. Even if he gets tired, he's not going to fumble. This is like probably one of the most broken ones in the game. This is number 1. And then number 2, you got to use Freight Train. And then I've never used Wrecking Ball because his trucks and stiff arms was, again, it's like a beast up bruiser. Satellite, this is what a lot of people like to use, especially on like a Christian McCaffrey and stuff like that. You can definitely use that to help you out with like rack catches. So it's like a yards, like the X Factor. I think it's yak 'em up. Same thing for a running back. And then ankle breakers, if you just want to spin and jukes and hurdles and you want to actually fake somebody out with it, this would probably be the thing that you use. But you got to make a 20-yard reception with a running back. It's kind of hard to do unless you're doing a wheel route and stuff like that. So trust definitely is what you're going to have to use, and then freight train. But if it is at that point where you cannot use trust, then I wouldn't mind using an ankle breaker or a wrecking ball. But yeah, 100% got to use trust. And last but not least, here at the 95 overall, I would decide to go and use Christian McCaffrey because he's one of the best, if not the best, running backs in the game. For me personally, I like break tackle, and he has 87. There's definitely better running backs in the game, like a Nick Chubb, a Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, that I prefer to use over Christian McCaffrey. But you cannot lie, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best, if not the best, running backs in the game. Abilities wise, you guys see he has backfield master, evasive, leapfrog, and playmaker with the ankle breaker abilities. He can get the job done. But here in this state, you can use anything that you want here at this point. He doesn't have the 85 power back, but honestly, power back, you probably don't even need that. You just need receiving back in elusive. Wait, is it elusive or am I tripping? Yeah, it is elusive. Wow, I was right. So elusive and receiving, that's all you probably would need. You don't need these. These probably do not work as much, except for the bulldozer. Bulldozer definitely works. If you truck somebody, you're definitely going to get a truck off with bulldozer, but it's not as effective as it used to be. So really just having these locked up, I mean, it's not the worst thing, but you can honestly have somebody like a Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, a Derrick Henry, and you can have that power back at 90 and then boost up the receiving on all that and then make it a diverse running back. But yeah, this is the God stack that you're going to need to use. Human joystick is perfect for current gen. Current gen human joystick, that works every single time. But when you sit here and play on next gen, it's not going to work as much. So on next gen, this is not a good ability to use. I mean, you could go ahead and use it. So that means when you go ahead and run, you don't have to hold on to the sprint. You can just go ahead and just move left and right. Then you sprint to run when you really need to. But you got to have jukebox one. Well, no, you don't have to need jukebox because you have evasive. So then you add tank. You sit here and add the short end elite if you really want to. Here you can have running back apprentice if you do not have a quarterback with hot route master. You can have matchup nightmare because if you coming out of the backfield and you have them wheel routes and stuff like that, you could have matchup nightmare to sit here and literally like catch those in crazy catches that you would have with the short end elite. And then here you definitely could put the running back apprentice on, but like I said, if you have the hot route master, then another thing you can use is that energizer. So now you have evasive with this, the jukes and spins. So it's basically a jukebox and a spin cycle put together. Then you have matchup nightmare to go ahead and if they man you up with a D lineman or a linebacker or a corner, well, most likely a corner will sit here and stop that more. But if they do line you up with a linebacker and lineman, this is pretty much what you're going to have to use. Hit that Texas route and they sit here and try to throw it off. Then you can definitely use that to get to your advantage. Even at the 97 overall, he still doesn't have 95 power back. So, I mean, if you don't have a power back with Freight Train, then it is what it is. Definitely you still want to use that trust. But Energizer, Evasive combo is just literally one of the best. Then it's personal preference. You can have Tank. You can have Short and Elite. Take out the Master and then add Second Wind. This is most likely what I would like to use. Evasive, Energizer, Second Wind. Because you chance to replenish your stamina when it's half depleted to equip with the Energizer and Jukebox and or Evasive, and then the Short and Elite is probably personal, or I use Backlash. So this right here will probably be my God stack when it comes to running backs. So if I go ahead and just hit a juke, then my stamina is replenished. But if it goes down to half, then the Second Wind can go in and kick in, and then I can go in and start doing it again. And then you hit the Backlash to somebody that's always trying to hit stick, because people always get trigger happy when it gets to tackles. So either they'll dive with square or X if you're on Xbox, and then they'll sit here and get a fatigue on that. Or you can use tank and you can get that bounce off and get a chance to replenish your stamina again with Second Wind. You guys see what I'm saying? So you can definitely go this route. You can go ahead and take out Backlash and then add the running back apprentice if you need those routes. Or you can go ahead and add the tank, or you can go ahead and add matchup nightmare to kind of help that out. But that's pretty much the stack that I would use for running backs, whether it's an X Factor or if it's a superstar. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a like, comment down below some other stuff you guys like to see. If you guys want to have your questions answered about CFM, I will be making a video of all your questions being answered in that video. So make sure you guys go ahead and put it down in this video or in other videos that we explain the other best abilities in CFM, and we'll get right to you on that. But other than that, it's been your boy, the Dog Fly. Peace out.